Welcome back, guys. Baby Got Stacks.
Welcome down.
If you forgot our name, that you probably sought out to click on, but just in case you forgot.
I mean, to be fair, I do immediately if I'm starting a new podcast.
Like, what's this called? These two girls that just laugh at everything? What's going on? Daily.
We're funny.
I think we're hilarious.
This week.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at us go. One mind.
We're just going to end it on the high note. That's it. That's it for this week.
And that was it. Thank you for watching.
Well, this week we had to bring Emily Henry back because how could we not?
Oh, so good.
We thought we'd read Beach Read, classic summer book.
Yes. This is not her newest. Her newest is A Happy Place. But that came out in hardcover because they hate us. So
I got beef with authors about that. I will always. And
but
they had that. I saw that book at our local bookstore. But
it's like $30.
Oh, I did not look at it.
Yeah.
I don't even touch it if it's hardcover. I don't even.
Yeah. Not when all the three other ones we have are in paperback, especially. But yes, this is your second Emily Henry.
Yeah, I mean, I own them all, but yeah, this is my second one.
This one's my third, so I've read all but her newest adult book. She's written YA before she published in adult, so haven't read any of those. But should we just do our rating?
We could do the rating. We can do the rating, and then I can read the back.
Yeah, we can do that.
You would think we would get this down.
We have no.
But it's a surprise every time.
Yeah. We have no order.
I rated it a 5.
I gave it a 5, but
her banter is just, you can't compete it with anything else.
God.
Also, I don't know why, but I cried at the end.
Oh.
I think maybe I just was more tired than anything. But
it got you.
But the rain scene got me. Because she thought he was gone. And then, and also, I think with her dad's letters, also, I was reeling from that. And then it was like boom, boom. And then I was waterworks. It was, I mean, it wasn't like full on sobbing, stuffy nose thing, but like a couple of tears rolled. Yeah.
Misty-eyed.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked the like kind of small town feel.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking, in most of the small towns that at least I've noticed we read about are somewhere out in the country, like middle America. I don't think I've read one when they were on the coast somewhere. Like, I don't get any beach because you're usually like by a lake or something if they're by water.
Yeah, because the one that I'm thinking of, I know what you mean. There was a book that I can't remember the name of it, but that one was by a lake. So maybe, I can't really think of like a small town beach one. And also, I liked the spin of the two main characters. Like, I liked the roles reversed aspect of it. Give a fun little twist. I did like it. I did like it. I did. I also really liked Pete. She was fun.
Yes, she was.
I thought she was fun. And I don't remember her wife's name, the one that likes the rocks. She cracked me up too. And they have 2 labs.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Of them.
Yeah, when they're at the book like gathering and the labs like start farting, cracked me up.
Yeah. And they're taking up space on the couch and it's gonna be a while till I find her name. Oh, nailed. There's Pete. I
might say it for like the barbecue.
And
but I don't remember.
Don't see it. I love how they're awful cooks though too, and how like they still make the same alcoholic punch.
Yeah, the one that tastes like gasoline, she's like, it's better than last year, isn't it? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. No, it was so good. I feel like, though, I might have, even though I gave both of Emily Henry's books a 5 out of 5, I think I liked the other one better. Like, the banter-wise. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like this one had a deeper topic with her dad and the mistress and the cancer, and it was good, but I feel like, as my pinky, like, I got really into it. I feel like, I don't know, the other one was more lighthearted, which is, I don't mind a book that has deep subjects in it or things like that, but I don't know. It had its moments of, oh, I thought this was going to be more of like a lighthearted rom-com-y book, and there's
some people kind of like beach read. That's why you choose a book to take to the beach, because it's summery, it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There was
I'm still stuck. I don't know which one I prefer, Book Lovers or this one. But I gave People We Meet on Vacation a 3.
Yeah, you didn't care for that one too much.
It's Friends to Lovers, which I'm just not a big fan of.
You don't like that trope so much?
And it had a lot of just miscommunication and just like not stating their feelings, which just annoys me. It's like, they just say it.
Well, this book kind of had it. Like,
but it was a little more believable.
Yeah, Augustus sometimes annoyed me.
No. Yeah.
I'll say that, because he just wouldn't really open up to January, which I get, but at the same time, like, he would just be very short answered, like yes or no, and she'd kind of stare at him like, you're gonna elaborate, and he'd just be like, no.
Yeah, he was kind of like, I just answered the question. I won't like go in detail of anything.
Yeah, so it was kind of annoying. Like, I was getting annoyed with January. I'm like, what are you, like, that would irk me.
Yeah.
Or when
his name is January and his is Augustus, so.
Yeah, both. January's not as bad as Augustus. Augustus, that's an unfortunate
I just think Augustus
name.
Gloop, right? In Willy Wonka? The boy who falls into the chocolate river.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate. It's all around unfortunate.
They're making a movie about, it's called Wonka, and it's about like how he became like Willy Wonka. Anyway, side tangent. I just saw that trailer yesterday and I was like, oh.
Who plays Wonka?
Oh,
why can't I think of his name?
In
young
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is Johnny Depp.
No, the new one that's coming out. The one you're talking about.
Oh, not a clue. I could look it up, because now it's going to bother me.
I feel like I know that person. It's a young kid. Well, he's probably not young. He's probably our age. He's probably like in his mid-20s. Everyone's a kid.
Oh, Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
That dude.
I don't know how I feel about it. I've never been a big Willy Wonka fan. It's just not my cup of tea.
The first one. The second one, I mean, they both have creepy parts. I remember specifically in Willy Wonka when he yells at Charlie and the grandpa about drinking the fizzy drink, whatever, and he's yelling at them. I think that was the first time I genuinely saw an adult yell. That's a little traumatizing.
I don't understand how the grandparents don't have bed sores.
Oh yeah, no one's flipping them. No one. Also, the second his legs would have atrophied so much, he would not have been able to walk, let alone dance.
Yeah, both of us in the medical field, I just had some problems with that. I had some problems.
Inaccurate.
Also, I feel like Wonka would never get away with giving out, like, trying to get children to come to him. I don't know. There's just something a little weird.
They had to come with a parental figure. They had to bring in an adult.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, did you see what happened to the children? I mean, that didn't stop anything from happening. The girl changed into a blueberry. The one kid fell into the chocolate, and There was a lot happening. Then that one kid went into the TV or whatever happened.
Where'd it go?
That whole yeah. I'm
It's
just
so
I'm just not a fan.
weird. Anyway, back to Emily Henry. Would you want to read the back?
If you would like us to ever talk about movies, we could get into that. Yes, I can. Okay. Speaking of Willy Wonka. All right. Augustus. Here we go. Augustus Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. When she pens a happily ever after, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites. In fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. Then one hazy evening, one thing leads to another and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. She'll take him on field trips worthy of any rom-com montage, and he'll take her to interview surviving members of a backwoods death cult, obviously. Everyone will finish a book, and no one will fall in love, really. Yeah, the cult thing also
threw me off. Threw me off a little bit. Really didn't see that coming.
Like I've said, I gave this a 5 out of 5. The banter was really good, but it just had some moments where I was reading and I was very confused.
Yeah, if you want something a little more emotional, a little more substance as to it's sad reasons why they both end up there. Because January's dad passed, and this was his secret house that he'd go with Sonia, his lover, and I hate that word so much. I hate it. And Augustus originally moved there because his parents passed, right? And he moved in, or his dad passed and his mom went, or no, the mom passed,
his mom passed, and then his dad.
Alcoholic, just really abusive.
I don't know what happened to the dad.
I think he just died. Or maybe he's alive somewhere. I don't know. But
he's dead
he moved in with his aunt. Yeah. But versus if you want something a little more lighthearted, a little truer to the rom-com, that even though like they have problems that lead them there, they're not like dramatic events.
Yeah,
it's just a little more sucky than do book lovers.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so we find out that January's mom, like, she was very, like, family oriented. So she's very close with her mom and dad. Mom gets cancer for the first time, and then she beats it, and then she gets it a second time. And she does beat it, so she does not pass. She survives both times. And she still is in January's life, but not as much as in the past.
Since the dad's funeral.
Yeah, the dad passed in his sleep. But I don't think they say that.
Then like I think it was just a heart failure or something.
Okay. And then she finds out that he left her the house that him and his mistress stayed at, and she couldn't believe that he would cheat on the mom after everything, because when the mom had cancer, they would have like dance parties and they'd always be holding hands.
Yeah. Those memories were really cute that she remembered.
Yeah, and then she just was like, was it all a lie? Like,
yeah, she found out at the funeral because Sonia showed up and the mom was like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And Sonia had a letter from her dad with the beach house key saying he wanted me to give you this. So that's when she found out. Her mom didn't want to talk about it, which then she found out not only was her dad cheating on the mom, but the mom knew. So she's like, how could you let him? What is happening? Like, I have memories of such like a happy childhood. Like, what was real? Yeah. Which is so sad. But now she's at this beach house. She's an author. She's not been able to write the second book she's promised her publishers. And
her first one, I think, went really well.
It went really well, but she worked at a company with her friend, and I forgot what it was. She lets her job, right? Or am I mixing this up with a different book?
No,
How did she become a writer?
Oh, well, okay, no. She gets into romance because when her mom first got diagnosed with cancer, she had to go with her to the doctor's offices,
That's
and there
right.
was a
She'd always bring him.
bookstore, I think, next to it, and she would go in there to read. You're thinking of, hold on.
It's a
We've read
book we've just
we've
read, and
read
it's very
nine.
similar. I'm trying to think, what was it?
What was
What
that
did I
book?
just read?
Wow. Well, no. Oh, The American Roommate Experiment.
That's right. There it is. There it is.
No, so January Andrews starts writing romance novels because they helped her get through the darkest times of her life, which is
That's right.
her mom's
She's really
cancer.
good at it.
Yeah.
But now she's kind of stuck since learning about all
And
this about her parents
she went to college
with Augustus.
with, well, yeah, and he said that he
Yeah.
was shitting on the book she'd write.
Yeah, he'd be like looking, well, in her perspective, like looking down on romance. Like he would only critique her papers.
I
Like
think
he
he called
wouldn't
her a
read anyone
princess or
else's, and only
something.
like, yeah, like really weird. And he seemed like a know-it-all and just an asshole.
Yeah.
And like he didn't like her or anything. So kind of like her enemy, even though she's not sure if he even like really knows her. So every time she sees his books in a store, she's like, "Ugh." And she was walking around this beach town. She found a bookstore, went in it because it was Pete's Coffee, but she also runs the bookstore part of it.
And she's terrible at making coffee.
Awful. She orders a coffee, drinks it. It's terrible. She's like, but I will probably come back and order another one because Pete's so fun. And she turns around and sees like local authors table, and there he is, well, his books.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear Pete, oh, I guess you need to meet someone. And then she turns and it's him. So she like dives behind a bookshelf.
Which I thought was hilarious. Yeah. And then come to find out they're actually neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved there. Because she finds out later that Pete is the aunt of Augustus, and that's why he moved there 5 years ago. But she also finds out that he is currently going through a divorce from a woman named Naomi. And Naomi's, she's a lot.
She's a lot, and we barely see her.
Yeah, the only time we see her is when Augustus and January do it's not like an author read, but like where they
interview Q&A. I forget what, like a panel type dealio.
Kind of, yeah. And she's like randomly sitting in the back. It's like, why would you come?
Because she wanted him back.
She wants him back. I know, but like any other day.
The audacity. Anyway.
I know. Well, and so we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves because
that's at the very end.
I know. So, basically, January's in a writer's block. She just doesn't know what to write. She's supposed to be there writing. She got a deadline. And then Augustus is also writing, but he's kind of in a writer's block as well. And so they kind of figure out, okay, well, if you write, like they'll just swap basically.
Yeah, they made a
bet. He'll write a romance and she'll write. I don't even know really like
he
what.
Writes, like, not that like there's only books for, like, not that like rom-com is just for girls and the actions are just for guys, but he seems to write like a very stereotypical guy's book, like with explosions and murder and like the hero, no love in it whatsoever. But
he likes to kill off characters a lot and a lot. Like they don't really get into his books too often.
Not really. I would probably say it's an action thriller kind of psychological, but yeah, they make a bet. They'll write each other's genre, and whoever books gets picked up first wins. And so he takes her to like how he researches for his books, and then she does little cute rom-com dates because that's like what she does to research. And one of my favorite parts is like, what are you gonna take me to go like on a hot air balloon ride or like horseback riding? And she's like, well, last year I did go on a hot air balloon ride by myself for one of my books.
It's so good. She takes him line dancing.
Line dancing was really funny.
Which I thought was hilarious. She takes him on, there's a local like fair that's happening, so she makes him go on all the rides. And then she ends up vomiting.
Yeah.
And then he takes her to like really crazy things. Like he was writing a book about a cult, and so he's interviewing loved ones of like their loved ones have been in a cult.
Yeah, there was a local
crazy cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like went up in flames.
Yeah.
And people died.
Yeah.
And then they go to that site.
Yeah, that one was really wild. I'm like, how could you?
And then they do things in the tent.
They do things in the tent nearby. And I could never. The thought wouldn't even cross my mind.
No, even if the other person's that, like, if they're trying to look at me, I'd be like, look somewhere else. Like, what? Yeah, so they kind of start flirting, and then he lets on that he actually had a really big crush on her in college, and she was like, how could you absolutely have done that because you hated me in college?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And it's just like,
you like only critiqued my book, like my books, and he was like, well, because you're the only one I thought were worth my time reading. And it was so sweet seeing like the different sides of how they saw each other in college, because he thought she was so pretty and so popular, and she was always dating someone, and he kept trying to like befriend her, like how she was so mad how every time he showed up, he always asked for a pencil, like this asshole can't even bring his own shit to class. But he just kept wanting to talk to her and kept asking her for a pen.
Yeah. And she'd been in a long-term relationship with a guy for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Jacques. Jacques. And he knew of Jacques. And then she actually knew, so like we said, we'll call him Gus because that's way better than Augustus.
Yeah, they call him Gus in the book.
So Gus's ex-wife Naomi slept with his best friend from college, who January knew of.
Yeah.
And January's best friend, Sandy,
I think.
They went to college together too. So Gus knows.
I forgot
Sandy.
What she calls Gus.
She cracks me. Her and January's relationship reminds me of us.
Yeah.
Just the banter between them. I'm like, wow, it's Mel and I on paper.
Yeah, to a T. But she used to call him like hot angry Gus or something. You know what? Remember what? I forget what.
I don't remember, but Naomi, or not Naomi, January calls Sandy's guy like haunted hat guy. Who's Sandy?
Yeah, because he always wears a weird hat when they were at work.
It's so funny. Yeah, and
I
then
also
Sandy
love how by the end she's with someone else in the flash forward.
No, I read that. I was like, what happened to haunted hat guy? Like, I have to know.
But I know. I imagine how I fell in love again with and how she always like has a new guy every now and then. So I was like, oh yeah, I mean, she's staying true to her character.
It was so funny, and I did appreciate when things kind of happen with Gus and January. So they kind of, I don't even remember, like, they definitely had some times where they thought things were going to get heated, but they didn't. So there was quite a bit of buildup.
Yeah.
And then once it happens, now January's in her head like, oh my God, I wasn't supposed to fall for him. This wasn't even supposed to happen. Now how do we act casual now? Because I want that to happen again. And so she's like really in her head.
Yeah.
And Gus he sucks at words. He may be a writer, but he sucks at it.
Yeah.
And so he's not really giving her like I
I mean,
like
he's a
you,
little
or
oblivious. Like all the
a
signs go over
little.
his head.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So like he just can't read her at all. So he doesn't really think there's a problem, other than when she goes like weird and silent, and he'll be like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Nothing, nothing." And he's like, "Okay," and then we go
Yeah.
back to business.
Yeah, so there's one moment where they have sex, and then afterwards he gets a phone call, and then he just
And
leaves.
he's like, "Yeah, give me like I'll meet you at your house because they're gonna go to that picnic thing."
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And then she's all in her head like, oh God, what if it's his ex-wife? Like calling,
Yeah.
like what? Yeah. And he kind of just disappears for a long time,
And
and
then
like
just
he's
text
like coming
her,
up with it.
and
Yeah.
he's like, "You ready?" She's like, "What?"
Yeah. He doesn't see anything wrong with his behavior.
No. And it's like so, and of course the barbecue is being hosted by his aunt, and so like it's super awkward. And there's just
And
times
at
where,
the
yeah,
barbecue, he went in the house and was like staying inside, and then he went up to his childhood bedroom and was like reading because he
yeah,
had a headache or something. So she's like, oh God, he doesn't even want to be around me. He thinks this was all a mistake.
yeah.
Yeah.
That part, I was just like, are you kidding me? What is happening?
To be fair, I feel like a lot of men have that as is that intellectual with emotions and words that it takes a while to figure it out.
Yeah, don't even get me started on guys and words. Don't even. But yeah, so, and then during the barbecue, she's freaking out because they're trying, basically, Pete knows now that Sonia, who is a local, is January's like dad's ex lover, whatever, mistress. Anyways, she knows that January and Sonia don't want to be in the same room together. So
Yeah.
they do it to where January's coming in like in the beginning, then they're going to
First
be
half.
leaving and Sonia's going to come in the next half. And so she's freaking out and all of that and trying to get out in time. And during that time is when Pete decides to suggest that they do the Q&A at the
Yeah.
bookstore. And she's just like, okay, and then doesn't even know like why she's saying okay.
Yeah,
And
she
then,
was like not paying attention at all. And they're like,
yes,
how does that sound, January? And she's like, great, yeah. Can
yeah.
you just email the details?
And then
Hoping
and
that
then
she'll
Gus
figure
has
it out.
and then Gus has to email it because he realizes she was not paying attention at all. And then yeah, at the Q&A, then Naomi, who is Gus's ex-wife, just shows up and was like, "I want you back." It's like, you idiot.
Yeah, and he's like, I should go talk to her. And so he does, and that's when she books it outside and she races home, like she runs home, and she sees Sonia on her porch, and she's like, ah, God damn it, I don't want to deal with this shit. So she was like
Yeah.
trying to hide again, but she already seen her. And so Sonia's like explaining, she's like, I know you don't want to like talk to me at all, but like I need to get something off my chest because I thought we were in love. I thought he was leaving your mom. And so it like kind of makes her think of like herself, like technically Augustus wasn't actually divorced yet. They were still in the
Yeah.
process. So you can kind of see it like how she's the other woman, like, oh God, maybe she does want to get back with Noelle, just like how her dad wanted to get back with her mom. And so eventually Sonia mentions like other letters. And she's like, what do you mean other letters? That one letter you gave me was the only one from my dad. And she's like, oh, you haven't looked in the safe yet because she never opened the first letter she was given. So she finally opens it and it has a key and it's a letter from her dad, how
Yeah.
he was finally going to be gifting her all the letters that he used to write because he would try to write a letter on her birthday each year.
Sonia pissed me off when she was talking about the father, and I'm gonna read you the snippet that really sent me flying. You have pieces of him. You're the last person on earth with pieces of him, and if you don't want to look at them, that's your call, but don't pretend he left you nothing. I'm sorry. But
who are you to say that? You're literally
oh my God.
When almost ruined her marriage. Thank you.
When I read that, and I get it. Sonia and her dad have known each other since they were 15, 16. They were each other's first kiss, first loves. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I get it, but like for her to say that.
The audacity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that, like, I mean, the dad is just as equally to blame for doing that too. It's
yes.
both of them.
Yes.
So like for her to say that to the child, it's like, God fucking damn. You thought. Like but yeah, I would never
I would have thrown the furniture outside at her. You want the furniture? Get the furniture. Okay. Just chucked it at her. Oh yeah. I read that. I was like, what?
How dare she say that?
So yes, and then she reads the very first letter that was given to her, that Sonia gave her, and she finds out that the safe number, because they had tried to open the safe before, her and Gus.
Yeah.
And they couldn't figure out what combination it was.
The second they did it, I'm like, I bet you it's her birthday. And it was, but
that flew off. I was like, I don't even know. What could it possibly be?
It could be anything.
I was like, oh my God. It's unlimited amount. Yeah, so it was her birthday. And then she finds a letter for every birthday, starting from when she was born. That
really sweet.
Those teared me up.
Yeah.
That was rough.
I forget when he's like, this is why January is the best month, because she was actually born in January. Where is it?
It was rough to read. And he does talk about his affair with Sonia, and that he hopes that she could forgive him. Like, he's not perfect, but he hopes that.
Yeah. And he's like, I told your mom about the affair. We aren't sure how to tell you, so, she'll tell you on her own time.
The mom's not going to say a dang thing.
Yeah, no, she didn't say shit.
Yeah, no, she didn't want to talk about it, which I get, but still, like,
hard for her too.
Yeah, and then her dad also left her a boat named January.
Yeah.
Because when she was younger, her and her dad would go out on the boat, just the two of them. That was like their thing.
Yeah.
Killed me. Oh, that was a good one.
What also killed me was January found all these letters and read them, and she was still feeling really sucky about Gus. And she's like, I just needed to talk to someone. And then she called her mom finally. And the mom was just like, oh, just tell me everything. Like she could tell immediately that she wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And so she just tells everything to her mom again. And so they can start rebuilding their relationship. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
And then she texts Candy and she's like, I need you. And she was like, I'm coming. And I was like,
I'll be on the next bus or flight out immediately.
I was like, I did that with Mel.
I dropped everything and picked up Alpha.
She did.
And then went and picked her up.
She did. Oh, and that's when I knew she loved me. No, kidding.
Also, the way Sanji was treating her, she's like, ugh, your house is a mess. Like, go shower, go put on real clothes. And then she's like, oh, fine. And then she's like, okay, we're doing the dishes right now. And she's like, oh, fine. And then she's like mopping the floor. She's like, it is taking my mind off stuff.
I know. As she was cleaning, she's like, dang it, I don't want to stop cleaning now. Yeah. It was really good. I liked it. And then they made dinner, and she was like, you're not telling me anything until after we eat.
Yeah.
And so
like made her drink water and eat and like relax for a second.
Yeah. And then
now let it out.
So this was after she had walked home, dealt with everything with Sonia. She had not seen Gus since the day prior when Naomi shows up. And so there's so many things going on in her head with Sonia and her mom and her dad and now Gus. And she's like it's overload.
And Gus hadn't called or anything.
No, he hadn't called her. He hadn't texted. He hadn't done anything. And so he knocks on the door. And she doesn't answer it because she's just looking at Sandy like, I can't do this.
Yeah, she's like, go answer the door.
Yeah. And so then when she finally does, she realizes that he's not out there. Of course, it's raining, typical rom-com. And his car's not there. And so she's like, oh my God, like he already left.
She missed her chance.
Yeah. And then he shows up
The
I was like,
porch light goes off and she turns around.
Oh my God. As the tears are going down. And then he basically professes his love for her. And then we get the 9 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks her to marry him. It's so cute.
The way he did it too was super cute. Oh, he was sexy evil Gus. That's what.
It was cute, but I don't know if I would have liked all of my family and friends there, like, as I'm saying. It's different. Like, so Mel and I have talked about this, but I've always said that I want Mel to take the photos of me getting engaged. Mm-hmm. She's wanted to grow a bush and then bring it to... I have
to know where the location is so I can plant a bush, or I can find a bush that I can hide in to properly take the photos.
Yeah, because if I see her and I'm not actually going to see her, it's gonna give it away. So
I don't go places.
Not without me. Exactly. No. So I've been like, it would be like Spider-Man, like pointing the like, what? I'm here. Why are you here? Yeah. So we always joked about that. But so what he does is he takes her. She finally finished the book, and they're reading each other's final books because they finished. He finished his It's not really a rom-com. She reads it and she's like, this isn't really what.
Yeah, and then we went for it, and then like her own book still found a romantic twist around it, and so
she wrote about like a circus. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and
I didn't care for that one, but all right.
Weird.
Yeah, there were like 2 clowns that were lovers, and then there was like, I don't know.
Had a mom and a daughter. The mom was the bearded lady.
It was very strange.
It was interesting.
I don't like circuses because clowns freak me out. They could be any person underneath masks or the makeup. I just don't like clowns. It's not against the person itself, but like
clowns don't have a good reputation sometimes. some killers have made it.
Sometimes. So all the time. Yeah. So I don't like clowns. So they're reading each other's books finally, and they go up. They spent the day like down by the ocean. And they come up and it's dark, and then he flips the light on and surprise, and then there's all these people here, and then he kneels down and he hands her a note that says marry me, that had been like crumpled up over and over again.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, don't get other people involved like that.
Yeah, I'm not a grand gesture.
That's almost as bad as proposing to someone at a restaurant.
Oh, the worst. Awful. Truly awful.
It's different if you're at like let's say I got engaged where my boyfriend and I had our first date, which was Silver Falls, which is a park. There's people around, so be it.
Well, but I feel like that's a little better. But I still wouldn't want to be proposed at like Disneyland, because that's way too many people. And too many people are looking. If there's enough people that they'll like circle around you and clap and cheer, I don't want that. Shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, because I mean, obviously, like, we would say yes. That's not the problem. The problem is all the eyes are on me.
I'm not gonna lie. I have told Taylor, if he does it in public, I'm gonna say no.
Oh.
He can ask me again later at home, and I'll say yes. But at that moment, I'm gonna say no.
Honestly, I would want to see that just to see his face.
You imagine? I mean, I would also feel awkward if I was witnessing a proposal and knowing that like she feels like she has to say yes anyway.
Yeah.
Like no matter what her answer would have been.
It's horrendous. It's different when you're like walking down the aisle. I feel like I'd be like really jittery with all those eyes on me, like walking down.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's expected.
Yeah, they already know you're gonna marry him because they're at the wedding.
Well, you can still turn around.
That is true. Nothing's stopping you, really.
Not until you well, technically, usually you've already had the marriage license by
Yeah.
that point. You
But
get
it
the
could be
marriage
redacted
license
within so many
before.
days when you started. Yeah. Well, it's not for us.
No. And at least it wasn't so many people there.
It was like their
Still,
close friends and family, at least.
like, it worked for them, but not for me. Meh.
Yeah.
I thought 9 months later there's going to be a baby. There was no baby.
Yeah, whenever it's 9 months in the future or anything, it's like,
Yeah.
why 9? Why else but 9?
A very suspicious number.
Suspicious.
Should we get to my
Oh, yes.
rowdy 1-star reviews?
Rowdy 1-star reviews.
All right, so Beach Read is at a 4.03 on Goodreads. Wow. It's at 859,406 ratings. Let's see these rowdy 1 stars, if my phone thinks about it. Katie wrote, "If I have to read another Crooked Smile again, I'm going to die."
That's fair.
There was a lot of crooked
generic phrases that are like in every rom-com.
Oh, this one says, "How do people cry while reading this? I wanted to bang my head against a wall. I think I have no heart."
Maybe a little.
Oh gosh. Female characters are annoying, can't help it.
Can't help it.
Yeah. Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
Oh my god. You haven't seen her.
Also, who still uses fly?
Fly.
I was so prepared to love this book, but wow, I did not. The main character, January, is so selfish and ignorant and unlikable.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with January.
There wasn't a character, well, Sonia irked me at the end, but there wasn't anyone that was like, oh, I cannot stand.
Yeah.
If I never have to read about someone's sliver of flat stomach, crooked smile, or secret dimple again in my life, I will die happy. There was a lot of crooked smile.
Yeah.
This one says, "I felt like I was eating bad candy."
What? What does that even mean?
I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah. A lot of people did not like the crooked smile or corners of his mouth. This one just says this book was horrendous. Oh,
okay.
I feel like, let me go over and see. So this, on Goodreads, it's mainly 4 stars.
It's pretty good.
Which is decent. Yeah.
What was Book Lovers? Which one's higher ranked?
Let me see. Book Lovers is higher. Well, hold on a minute. 4.18. So technically Happy Place is higher right now.
Oh wow.
But has less reviews. So
right. Okay.
People We Meet on Vacation has a 3.91. But 917,015 people have rated it. Beach Read is at 4.03 with 859,442. Book Lovers is at 4.17 with 787,113. Then Happy Place is at a 4.18, but 315,165 ratings.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, the people who are reading and buying Happy Place already know they're probably gonna like it because they already like Emily Henry's writing. So they're at least gonna enjoy the writing, if not the story.
So Happy Place is about second chances and close proximity.
Yeah.
Because it's about a couple that break up 6 months before going on a trip and don't tell their friends, and so they all go on a trip together and they have to stay in a room.
They're pretending. Yeah, that they're still together.
Yeah.
I heard it does involve the friends a lot. Okay. So I guess, if you're okay with reading Emily Henry's books aren't just about the couple. Like, it still has a bigger story than just them. So you have to
Yeah.
be okay. Like, you're not just getting a full romance. There's more to it than just that. So if you like
Yes.
that, then you're probably going to like her books. But if
Not
you're
ma-
expecting a true romance and just the romance, you're not gonna.
Not many people have read her YA books.
She really didn't become like that popular until her adult.
No,
I'm
they're
sure
not
TikTok
even.
also helped.
They're like just over 20,000 ratings
Mm.
compared to her 917,000 for People We Meet on Vacation. But
Yeah,
People We Meet on Vacation really went up on Book Talk. Like a
it
lot. I
did.
was seeing that a lot.
Yeah, that was the first one I bought and the first one I read.
I still have
So
yet to read it.
I think you'll like it a little bit more than I did. I mean, I still don't think it's
Probably.
bad. I still gave it a 3 because I still enjoy Emily Henry's writing.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, she still writes a really good story.
she does. No, her banter is like the best of
It's so
2000s
realistic
rom-com.
and it doesn't get cringy, really. Like, they talk like actual people. Like, I can picture this being an actual conversation and the actual
Yeah.
jokes they make. Yeah, they feel
Yeah,
real.
I definitely do, even though like I said I've given it both 5 out of 5. I definitely think I like Book Lovers a lot better than Beach Read. Book Lovers was just a lot more like lightheartedness, and I liked the
Yeah.
banter more, like with the sister and her like wanting to redo that bookstore, and I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
really
it,
cute.
yeah.
Yeah. But in this one, they also like held notes up to each other when they were writing at their own
Like
individual
like Taylor
houses.
Swift.
And yeah, one of her notes was, "This just reminds me of that Taylor Swift music video." It was
It was
so
really
cute.
I
It
really
had its
liked that.
very cute moments. I did
Yeah,
too.
they definitely did have their moments, and I liked that at the end of the day they both would be on each other's like their own decks, but they could talk to each other.
Yeah, and they'll talk to each other.
Yeah, I did like that. There were moments I could see this being a movie. I don't know who they
Yeah.
would have the main characters as, but I could see this being a movie.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. I know a lot of like Taylor Jenkins Reid's books are becoming movies. I don't know if Emily Henry's are, but they all kind of feel very easy to translate onto a screen.
I think so.
Maybe they're in the works or something. The Colleen Hoover one is in the work. It Ends With Us is going to be a movie that has Blake
Yeah.
Lively
Yeah, I love her
and
as an actress.
Raphael from Jane the Virgin.
Yes, I'm very excited for that.
I don't think they have announced who Atlas is going to be.
I don't think so. Also, I appreciated that the spice didn't make me cringe in this book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It
There's
it
some terms that should be banned.
or some actions. I just
And yeah, some description. There's certain sentences that should not be written.
yeah,
And it takes me
really.
right out of it.
Like I
Give me
honestly
the ick.
I don't think I'm gonna read this the Spanish that
The
that
Spanish of Deception.
I don't
Mm.
I'm terrified of that Milken one. No.
Blech. Blech. Awful.
I'm scared to read it. But
Awful.
this one was good. Although them up against the bookshelf, I'm like I could never be picked up like that at all.
No, that'd be rough on my back. But I did like how like he kept condoms there. I forgot what she said,
In a
but
jar.
in a
Yeah.
jar. And he's
She
like, "No, it's so I can just grab it on the way out yet." Like,
yeah,
jerk.
yeah.
I forgot what she said.
She was giving him shit for it. I liked that. Yeah. It just made it feel like more realistic, not like very
Yeah.
serious or I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the spice levels in books remind me of the books that my mom read when they had like Fabio shirtless on the
Mm.
cover. Like, it just doesn't feel realistic.
It's very fantasy-esque because not everything
Yeah.
goes right, or like you can laugh
No.
while doing it.
Where there's other scenes like that one where they were in the shower and they were like only touching themselves. I'm like, this just I don't
That's
like
weird.
it. I don't like this. And maybe that's for you. Maybe you like that. I do not.
Not our thing.
So this one felt more realistic. It had good spice. I would say it would be like a solid 3.5. Like, it didn't get crazy.
Oh, yeah. Get the romance question.
Oh yes.
Yeah, 3.5 feels right. And tropes.
Would you say
enemies to lovers?
I was gonna
really
say
thought that they were enemies.
Close proximity.
Close proximity.
Yeah. I think that'd be it.
Almost. Yeah. A couple believability.
I could. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Slow burn. Yes.
Yeah, it was a slow burn.
You gotta see them fall for each other.
Yeah.
And what do you think happens to the leads afterwards? They get married.
They get married.
Yeah. Married. Would you fall for either?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
No. Part of a series? No.
Mm-mm.
How'd you like the writing? I love Emily Henry's writing.
She can't do anything wrong.
Unless something tragic happens, and for some reason a book that she comes out with is completely out of the ballpark.
Like out of left field.
I'm always gonna give her books at least a 3.
Like if she writes that damn circus book, it's gonna be a no.
Don't write that book. Don't do it.
It's gonna be a no.
That really threw me off.
That and the cult thing. Yeah. I was like, what is
I don't know. Don't know how we got there. But, at least we didn't have to read it.
It's true. Next week, we're doing a little more thriller.
We have The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, a repeat author for us. We previously read The House Across the Lake for the podcast.
My copy's brand new. The things that I do for you guys, I had to order this on Amazon because for some reason I didn't own it. I don't know. Now watch, I do, and it's like not.
It's buried somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll really like it and want to own 2 copies. We'll see. Don't know yet. But I think this is one of his first books, so we're going on the back list.
Yes.
2018. 5th book I see from the also by. So I'm pretty excited. I can use thriller.
I hope this is good. I'm a little skeptical because I didn't care too much for the other one. Like, I liked it, but the ending was a little strange.
Yeah.
So we'll see if there's like any paranormal or any like weird thing.
Yeah, any weird takes or twists.
I don't even remember what I rated.
I don't hear much about when it comes to Riley Sager books. I usually hear about House Across the Lake or Home Before Dark.
Oh, I rated The House Across the Lake a 4. I couldn't remember.
I think I also gave it a 4, 3.5 or 4.
And he just
came out with a book.
The only one left.
Amazing.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And this one, there's only been 18,323 ratings on the very new book, but it's already at a 4.26.
Holy smokes.
It just came out June 20th.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that one sounds really good. But we'll talk more about that next week so we don't repeat ourselves.
Did we? I thought we read. Oh, maybe we didn't. I thought we read Final Girls by him.
We read Final Girls from Grady Hendrix.
That's it.
The final
That's
support, the Final Girl support group. That's what we read.
right. That's right. I was like, why does that sound familiar? Okay. Just having a moment, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well, tune in for next week when we're reading that book. You can go onto our Instagram, Baby Got Stacks Podcast, and check out our schedule for the month. I'll be posting August. That's the next month. I'll be posting that by the end of this month. And you can keep track, grab your books, and read with us. So we don't spoil everything for you. We also have links in our bio to our Goodreads. You can see what else we have. I actually just added a few books on there.
I sure did. One I'm a little scared about because, as you've heard, sometimes I don't care for horror, and yet I bought myself a horror book. So this could be interesting.
Maybe we'll read that one for October. We need to create our schedule for that one.
The cat got me. I'm going to be honest, guys.
If it has a cat on it. Or a dog. I can pass up a dog book more easily than I can a cat one.
The cat reads in this book. I was fascinated.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah.
But I think that's it. You can check out our podcast on YouTube as well at Reading with Melon. There's no visuals, but you can listen to it on YouTube if you have that instead.
There doesn't need.
You don't need to see us completely unprepared. But if we have a bonus episode, which we should have soonish, maybe we'll record our faces on there.
Maybe we should do our bonus episodes being book hauls because we need to sometime go to Bend.
Yes, I'm so surprised.
I've been doing some research.
Oh.
We can talk about that after the podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, so I think
we decided our 4 locations that we do our big book shop.
Yeah, so hopefully soon we'll be able to figure out times of the year so that way we're not doing them like all at once.
Do seasonal.
Yeah, because Portland will have to go and stay the night. Probably Bend will have to more than likely we could probably stay the night if we want to go like to cider houses and stuff.
Yeah.
But Salem we can do during the day. Eugene we've done during the day. We can.
Yeah, those are closer to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we love supporting some local bookstores, and we love going hard when we go book shopping. So it's a win-win.
I'm very excited.
So excited. Anyway.
Okay.
Keep following us.
Yes.
And hit like so you can see what else we put out. We got some bonus content, book hauls, things going on. And that's it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.